Sister, what has become of the gentleman in white?
The poor dear is singing in the choir invisible, Mr. Holmes. Popped off without a word, he did.
Do you recognize this document, Professor? It was in the stove.
No. Deuced strange storage place, but it's safer than most. I never light a fire. Mycroft must have put it there. Put it back, won't you? That won't do, Mr. Holmes. Put it back, please. It'll save me a lot of work.
Professor Dewar, I am Sherlock Holmes. Mycroft is my brother.
I perceive a resemblance. What do you want?
Dr. Watson and I hope that you might help us with an inquiry.
I've heard of you, sir. We can talk while I work. I'm in the middle of something rather delicate, so you might choose your spot carefully.
Have you recently received any unwanted visitors?
None but yourselves. I'm accustomed to working without interruption.
Does your family know where you are?
I'm a bachelor, Mr. Holmes. My whereabouts are my own affair.
How do you come to be here?
Your brother insisted, said the new formula had gone missing and that he wanted me out of the way until it was recovered. Most pleased to find this place decently equipped with a research apparatus.
Mycroft has been injured in an explosion, Professor.
Nothing to do with my work, is it?
His club blew up. The police claim it was an accident, but we believe a bomb was purposefully set, that Mycroft was the target, and that the act was related to the theft of your formula.
Your hypothesis is based on sound data?
It is. And had he been as concerned for his own safety as he was for yours, we might not be speaking. Professor, what is the subject of your formula?
While Abel and I were working with the ballistite, that's Nobel's latest, we refined an extraordinarily powerful explosive. It's more versatile and less volatile than nitroglycerine. The strategic implications were obvious, eh?
So you registered the components in compliance with the Foreign Office's Byzantine requirements?
I've made some further modifications that will affect bomb design and detonation velocity, but by and large the formula stands as it.
Could you replicate the formula from memory?
Though with great difficulty, perhaps. The formula describes a complex and unique mixture of chemical compounds.
Presumably, the acquisition and manufacture of such materials would exceed the means and expertise of all but a handful of state agencies.
I take your point. No one could build a bomb in the basement with it. Mycroft wasn't felled by my work.
Do you have a copy of the formula?
Oh, Mycroft said something about keeping a copy, but I'm afraid I couldn't lay my hands on it at the moment.
Where is Professor Abel?
He's lecturing in America, preaching to the converted or laying pearls before swine, depending on your prejudices. His family's with him.
Can the cause of an explosion be easily determined from its consequences?
Rarely, but with application and the proper research tools, one can often discover the cause from the type of fire, the nature of the physical damage and the organic consequences.
Dr. Watson discovered some fulminate of mercury, but we exhausted the supply in our experiments.
If the explosion was initiated by a bomb, there is likely to be more evidence of the fact, a timing or detonation device, chemical burns or some such.
Is that a copy of your formula, Professor? It appears to have your mark on it.
If it does, it's mine.
No offence, Professor, but I've rarely whiffed such a rank odour.
No offence taken. One man's perfume is another's offer. The smells do have their uses. I believe the neighbours think I'm experimenting with new mixtures of fertiliser.
Contrary to the old saw, ignorance is never bliss, but it may serve a purpose. Professor, could you analyse this spring? I have reason to believe that...
Enough, Mr. Holmes. I see what it is. You suspect it has material importance to the detonation of your bomb. Don't bias the inquiry further. I must form my own conclusions.
Excellent. Very sound practice.
How can I reach you?
Send a note to 221B Baker Street when you have the results. Do you recognize that penetrating mix of pungent odors, Watson?
Rotten eggs, manure and household cleaner, I should think. Disgusting.
Descriptively apt, but highly unscientific, Doctor. Ammonium sulfate and certain nitrates are nearer the mark.
Perhaps, but my advice is take shallow breaths or you'll pass out.